Hello, guys, and welcome. This is a bit of a follow up from the incident yesterday between the guy you can see on the screen. I can't remember his last name. I know it's Constantine. Is his first name. I can't remember his last name. He's got a strange last name. But there was a bit of news earlier. I'm only just putting it out now. I've had a busy day watching football, and such. And that is that he will not officiate in any games until the PGMOL conclude an investigation into what happened yesterday. Um, it'll be all over the place now. A lot of people would have seen the news of what he did. Obviously, the elbow on Robertson. I did a quick video on it yesterday um, during the game. And obviously, more was said after the game and that. And, it's been circling around again today, all over the place. And, a statement was put out earlier by the PGMOL saying that, look, he's not going to be officiating in any games until they have concluded an investigation. It could take a couple of weeks, could take a couple of days. We don't know. Obviously, we're just going to be waiting now for basically any information on what's going to be done about it. But I think the evidence is there. We've all seen it. We all saw him throw an elbow out. We all saw the elbow hit Robertson in the neck, jaw area. Sky in England. If you're not from England, you might not know what Sky is, but Sky Sports in England, they showed 3 different angles at half time. So there's conclusive evidence there straight away that he's done something. I remember on commentary yesterday, most of them were saying he's going to be very nervous for the end of that game. He looked nervous coming out at half time. I'm not going to lie. He looked very nervous coming out at half time. I think obviously once he'd done it, I think he then realised, oops, I made a bit of a mistake here and I'm going to be in a lot of trouble for this. And now I think it was this morning about 10, 11 o'clock, England time, the news came through that he won't be officiating in any games until they have concluded an investigation. They are going to have a look at, one, they're going to try and find out what it is, what Andy Robertson said. Because if there was something offensive in there, Robertson could be in trouble. The referee's, the assistant's going to be in trouble anyway, because no matter what, it's same rules for referees as it is for players. You've got to keep your cool. You can't lose your head, and he's lost his head. It's as simple as that. He's had a moment of madness. Is a lot of things come down in football to just little details, little things like that, and he's handled it all wrong, and he's thrown an elbow out, and the fact that it were always going to be caught on camera. Football stadiums in our days are covered in cameras. At first, I'm going to be honest, I didn't notice it. All I saw was just the Liverpool players surrounding the referee. I honestly thought at first maybe an Arsenal player had said something, or they were, arguing a decision, or a member of staff of Arsenal had maybe said something or done something. I didn't expect it to be a referee. I just thought it was an incident. You see it all the time, players surrounding referee at half time because they're not happy with a decision or something's happened. I wasn't expecting it to be an assistant referee throwing his elbow into a player's jaw. It's just an absolute crazy situation. I mean, you imagine being someone like Robertson. I remember him showing it again at half time, how shocked he were. You could see the shock on Andy Robertson's face, like, has he really just hit me? Like, do you know what I mean? You've got to be kidding. He's a linesman, he's an assistant referee, and he's thrown an elbow at a defender. You cannot do it. And like I said last night, what I'd do with him, I think banning him for life is a bit too far. It's one mistake. Footballers do it and they're allowed to play again. You could say that about Alexander Mitrovic against Manchester United. You can't push a referee. Okay, he's been banned for 8 games, but he's going to be allowed to play football again. I think he should be allowed to continue being a linesman. But no, my suggestion would be, and as I said again last night, I suspend him for the rest of the season, no doubt. I'd fine him. I'd give him a big fine. I'd definitely make it a big fine because of the severity of the situation. This is the first time I've seen it in the Premier League where, a referee or an assistant referee has, hit out at a footballer or at the player. And yeah, I'd make him do a course. Definitely, I'd make him do some sort of a refereeing course, a behavioural course for refereeing. Anger management clearly is needed. But I'd make him do something like that, and I'd definitely give him a big fine, and I'd say, look, at the end of the day, what you've done is not acceptable, and I'd put him in the lower divisions. I'd move him down to Championship, because, I'm not saying the Championship's not a bigger league than the Premier League. I think all leagues are equal. They're all got their own perks and everything like that. I would demote him to the Championship. If I was the PGMOL, I'd be telling him, look, you're not refereeing in the Premier League no more. You're moving down to Championship. I don't think League One, League Two's, I think it's a bit too far down to send him if he's obviously, being an assistant in the referees, obviously good enough. But I'd move him down to Championship. I would. I'd make him a Championship referee. And yeah, I just think it's definitely a mad situation. I can't imagine what sort of information Robertson's going to be able to give during the investigation. Obviously, like I said, I think trying to find out what it is he said to the referee that made him throw his elbow out. Because I'm not saying the referee was fully in the wrong. If Robertson has said something that he has taken to offence, okay, yes, you shouldn't be hitting the player or throwing your elbow out. But if he has said something to offend the referee, he shouldn't be allowed to do that either. And I think by his reaction, obviously you can't read too much into the situation, but giving the referees, the assistant's reaction, why would he just randomly throw his elbow out if Robertson wasn't saying something to him that he found offensive? Or, obviously referees and assistants get shouted at all the time by footballers. Fair enough, but I think some footballers do cross the line. Like I said, the Mitrovic situation in the FA Cup against Manchester United, that was unacceptable. You shouldn't be doing that to a referee. And he did that in the correct way, the referee. He just stood there, told him to go away. Even when he got up in his face, he stayed calm. He stayed composed, and the linesman didn't. So there is big differences in the way they've handled them situations, and it's weird how them sort of situations have come in, the matter of 2-3 weeks with each other. You saw how, I think it's Chris Kavanagh, how he handled that situation compared to the assistant against Liverpool. He's gone about it all the wrong way. And I think it's just crazy. And I think it's just now waiting to see what action will be taken. Obviously, I will keep you all updated. I've like I said, I saw the update earlier, but I've been, busy and been waiting to get the video out to you. But yeah, obviously I think it's going to be one of them that a lot of people are going to be keeping a very close eye on this. I know for 100% I will be, because this can't be allowed to stand. They can't just give a light punishment for something like that. They can't. I think if they do that, then I think, fans will be, a little bit annoyed, because if that was a footballer doing that to a referee, they would be in some serious trouble. I mean, you're talking like very lengthy bans. I mean, Mitrovic was only slight contact. It was just a little push, a little barge. If that were a footballer elbowing a referee in the face, neck or jaw area, they'd probably be banned for at least 6 months to a year. easy. There's no doubt in my mind that if a footballer did that to a referee, they'd be banned for a long time. Probably 6 months to a year. Maybe even probably a whole season. If that was a player doing that to a referee. So why shouldn't a referee get the same punishment? I don't think they will. Like I said, I think, or what I would do is I wouldn't let him officiate until the end of the season. I'd demote him, I'd fine him, and I'd make him go on a course to better compose himself in situations like that, because that was only a minor situation. Now, if you imagine if it was Mitrovic and he was doing it to Constantine probably would have punched him. I mean, he threw an elbow at Robertson and Robertson barely did anything wrong. Imagine if that were Mitrovic. Saying that though, you look at the size of Mitrovic compared to Robertson, and you probably look at Mitrovic and think, "Nah, I'm not going to hit him." Anyway, I would love to hear what you think in the comments down below. Let me know what you think is going to happen to him, what you think should happen to him, what you think of the whole situation. Let me know. If you did enjoy, obviously, please do leave a like, and please subscribe for more videos like this. Anyway, guys, I'll see you soon.